Alright, it's time we talk to Measurehead and find how to go back in time or something.
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
I figured it out.
Managed to learn the reality resume, and next up is return into the past.
The giant locks eyes with you, his face serious.
You don't have it in you. Be grateful for that.
What am I lacking?
Your need to steer every conversation towards your own persona is a sign of low self-esteem.
Stop boring, Measurehead. He talks about big things and you only talk about yourself.
So, is it possible to go back?
Anything is possible. Just not for you.
Can't you just give me a straight answer for once?
You did best me in a violent physical confrontation, but I don't owe you an intellectual one.
He just needs some convincing before you can talk to him mano a mano.
Oh boy.
Your race descent has tempo.
It's obvious you need to steer the conversation to the topic that interests him the most. Something that he'd like to discuss with another man in private. Other than race science, what else do you think he's into? Light bondage? Tattoos? We're out. A guy so engrossed with various races has to play pen and paper role-playing games.
Welkins?
Could be. But even more importantly, women. This specimen has surrounded himself not only with one or two, but 3 stellar babes. What's more, all these girls seem to be koikos. What's up with that? You have to find out what's his deal with Grad.
Listen, there's something personal I'd like to discuss with you.
Personal?
It's time to address the men of woe.
What is he talking about, Jean?
You mean the babes? I see.
Whoa, man.
Perhaps we should talk in private. Come with me.
Wait, where is he taking you? What about the lieutenant? He's not here, but you might want him to join.
Where are you taking me?
To the deepest caverns beneath La Royaume, where eyeless creatures, ignorant of light and warmth, lurk and slither. Don't panic, I'm Sandwich. That was a joke. We're going to my mother's office.
It's a trap. No one knows what he might do to you once you're in there. Even if it's a trap, you can just slip out of his reach like an eel.
How long is it gonna take?
A median amount of time.
Can Lieutenant Kisaragi come?
The pedomorph. The pedomorph is not here.
I haven't seen him either, Jean.
We don't need your friend. It's me and you this time.
It's okay. Women, racism, turning back time. The lieutenant wouldn't be interested anyway.
Okay.
I am not going anywhere. And neither is my mother's office.
Let's go.
This way. Processed meat man.
We're gonna miss you, Jean.
Don't worry, babe. This won't take long. So, women, huh?
The Simony Superman stretches out on the couch like a giant tattooed cat.
The room feels soporific in its silence. Dust particles twirling around in the air.
I don't really like women.
And that's what you wanted to talk about? That you don't like women? What is this really about?
I need to find a way to turn back time.
We already established that. Tell me, what drives you to search for such fantastique measures?
Culture victory. The Kips and the Koikos are showing.
That is a lie you administer yourself. Like heart medicine. Go without it one day, and your heart will stop. Men only want to reverse time for one reason. They say it's about honor, justice, revenge, regret, redemption, and a plethora of false reasons. But further back, deeper in, it is always love that drives them. I'm going to do you a kindness, Poopa. I'm going to share a secret with you. Here is the secret. There is no love in the past, only the present. The past is made of static images, distorted memories, demented nostalgia. This, the present, with all its possibilities, innumerable hits and misses, is far superior. It is a living organism.
Wow, he's totally right.
What about all the women that surround him? Is the love extended for them as well? There's something else you need to clear up with him, man to man. Why you knocked him out.
What's so great about the present?
Look around you. Look at the advancements in the sexual sciences. All the novel techniques, accessories, preservatives, massage oils, lubrication salves, abortion clinics, and the women. Women who shave and are capable of understanding concepts like polyamory and coitus casualis. The Koiko and their promiscuity are at the forefront of all that.
Novel techniques? Your techniques were probably last novel during the Franco-Nigerian times. You need those techniques, Bratan, to survive.
Who cares about sexual partners and their promiscuity when you've got the fate and honor of Revachol on your shoulders? Sounds fun. It's high time you incorporated some of these things into your daily life. You really have to find out at some point what's up with him and the Koikas.
The goal of a sane relationship is loyalty, marriage, eternal love. Anything else is just vapid pleasure seeking.
It does not surprise me that the complexities of the psychosexual bond between a man and a woman remain beyond your reach. Instead, you continue to idealize the flawed and hallucinatory relationship between your parents, hoping to correct their mistakes. You have to shed this infantile shell if you ever wish to find a worthy mate.
Everything's revolving around women and sex with this guy. What's that about?
You're very focused on women and sex.
We are life. Life is sexuality. Sexuality in competition with sexuality. The sexuality of other organisms. The point of any competition is to win.
Win what?
The future. In a biological sense, the man whose essence, whose genetic blueprint is passed on to the most hosts, down to the most generations, fulfills his biological purpose to the greatest extent. This is the love victory.
Yeah, I know quite a few far-right people, and they do pretty much say this.
He's right. Everything's a contest, and only the shiftiest competitors win.
That's true, sex. There is a competitive element to sex.
Your agreement means nothing to me. You're a man defeated by love. It is plain to see. It is in your face, in your voice, in your heart. Love takes courage. You did not have enough. You had a little. Too little. That is why we are in my mother's office. You have come to me, seeking wisdom in the sexual arts. Do not waste this opportunity on sycophantic personality mirroring.
Ouch.
It will serve you poorly in the great war of love.
What's up with you and the babes?
You are trying to insinuate something. This impotent psychological manipulation does not work on me. Speak up, Poopa.
I thought you didn't like women of other races, including Koikos.
Your mind is unable to capture the nuances of this particular situation. It exceeds the limits of your emotional intelligence and your genetic imagination. Do not even try.
Aren't you afraid one of them might get pregnant?
Poopa. I belong to the SRS. And voluntary offspring production, chimeric or regular, is not an issue for me.
SRS seems to be missing from your records. Seminese race scientists, street racing syndicate.
Simonese race scientists?
The Seaman Retention Society. It does not surprise me that you know nothing about it. Masturbateurs Anonymous is probably an organization you're more familiar with.
No fap.
The SRS is a closed group of strong-willed individuals who have dedicated themselves to building up strategic seaman reserves. It takes iron will and razor-sharp focus, far beyond your spiritual potential.
Life is all about pleasure. Why deny it?
Hold on. Did I get this right? You never actually climax during sex?
This is an oversimplification. But yes,
Sounds exciting. How do I join?
I just told you. It's not meant for an Al-Ghul enthralled mind like yours. Only after years and years of emotional, psychological, and spiritual power lifting can a man start looking into joining the SRS.
You seem to have a set idea of masculinity. Where does it come from?
This is no time for vague generalities. There is something else on your mind. Ask the question you intended to ask or face your cowardice.
No, this is a trap. He will say or do something horrible if you go down this path. Time to get personal. He's finally ready to open up to you.
What made you, Measurehead?
The only man worth being called a man, Father Jairzino.
Father Iazinio. Sounds like some kind of mystic or a magician.
Is this Father Jarzino a mystic? How did he make you?
Father Jairzino made me hard, where my mother made me soft. Together, they made me complete.
Very poetic, but how did he raise you?
Father Jairzino was very wise. He realized that if the tender touch of my mother wasn't opposed, I would turn into a complete pussy. So he did what a man must. He became a counterweight of iron. Through scarcity, assizes, discipline, and respectful distance every father should have for his son.
Smells like physical violence. Just like with Kuno and his dad.
Did he ever hit you? Because it seems like he did.
The stereotypical.
Worries of a traumatized social worker. The reality does not correspond to your personal trauma, and if it did, I would welcome it. A good fight with Father Giorgino would be a great honor.
Personal trauma? Is he implying you were the one who got beaten up by your dad?
Yeah, maybe you're right. My father did hit me. The thing is, I don't really remember.
You don't have to remember. You are like a dog with its tail between its legs. It is visible to all. It is visible to women. And the reason why you haven't found a worthy mate, or why the worthy mate was stolen from you.
Strange. There are no memories of that recorded anywhere in your body. He's making it up. He's making it up to gain an unfair advantage over you in sexual and possibly financial competition. Slip out of his reach. It wasn't your father who beat you. It was the world.
This is a weakness I can empathize with. You have my pity. Take solace in it.
Is Giorgino your dad?
Yes. I inherited my genetic makeup from Father Giorgino. I am an evolution of him. He is immortalized in my essence, even after his physical body expires.
And by essence, he means his strategic semen reserve. A collector, that one.
A lot of seaman talk going around, but no one blowing any loads. This party's winding down, Bratan.
Why do you call him Father Giorgino then?
Because Father Giorgino is my father, and his name is Giorgino.
His father taught him respect.
Thanks for sharing this with me.
I am merely offering a small glimpse of functional family dynamics. Something you were clearly deprived of.
You don't always have to be so fucking hard. Live a little and let loose.
I can't see or hear the great example you're setting over the deafening roar of your copilot, Al-Ghul.
That kind of makes me think, yeah, whenever someone's preaching, they should be an example, otherwise it's gonna fall flat.
I didn't become what I am by succumbing to the pleasure-seeking demands of my physical body. You, however, clearly did. And that's more than I need to close this argument.
About knocking you out earlier.
Don't apologize. My women liked it. It is important to appear vulnerable sometimes. Vulnerability nurtures emotional contact. Emotional contact amplifies the ecstasies of sex. Like ivy, we are intertwined, weak and strong, man and woman, mother and child.
Wow, this man has truly internalized the psychology of sex.
So, does your mom work here?
No.
What do you, she used to?
Yes.
What happened?
She did. Yes. With great honors. The greatest, some say. A true modern ritual. The entire organization attended when she was given the honorary engraved paperweight. It was a tender day.
There should be something here. A memory. a feeling, even if it's just a glimpse. But the depths of your psyche remain silent. You don't have a single memory of your mother.
I can't remember anything about mine.
I am not surprised. You are like the runt of the litter, abandoned, incapable of nurturing a woman's love. Our mothers are the ones who teach us to receive affection from the opposite sex. A bond you have clearly not experienced. Instead, you have developed this unhealthy obsession with the past. Standing before me, hoping to turn back time. This is not the answer. Reinvent yourself from defeat.
Yeah, Measurehead is not wrong. I really must return to the past now.
Clearly, it is impossible for you to shed your neurotic obsession. This wailing for the past is a task unfit for men. It is better left for widows mourning their husbands, and for mentally ill communists mourning their commune. If you want advice on babes, or the mysteries of life, or even on Revachol, look forward. To escape your defeated state, you need to move forward, on to future victories.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes the truth hurts. He's not wrong at all. Oh boy. He's just gonna tear me apart if I say this. I still think the babes were more faithful in the past. They stuck with their men.
It seems to me you are in need of a warning. Here it is. It is absolutely possible to return to the past. You just need to take a ticket to Seregli Island, the southernmost of the Seminine Archipelago, also known as Ile de Fantôme, and walk into Pale. Let it dither and rot your mind. Then you can marinate forever in your irreversible defeat, while race enemies laugh at your motionless, gap-mouthed corpse.
No, this does not sound inviting. Finally, a chance to connect with the divine. It gets very cold in the office, like in a desert after the nightfall.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. You will get what you want. The rule is a cruel master, but it is not Pale. Pale takes your mind and rejects the flesh. It is capricious and terrifying, like a virgin. You will lose your courage before her face. Go have a look. The white-haired protein mass at the intersection. A lorry driver. Impossible to miss her if you're even a half-decent cop.
Pale driver? Yeah, I've talked to her.
Go talk with her again. Ask her about Pale. See what a relentless obsession with the past does to a man.
Protein mass?
An empty vessel the mind has deserted. A husk no longer inhabited by the consciousness. Biological waste.
A chill races down your spine.
Alright, I'll check her out.
Yes, our little meeting has finished. It's time to leave my mother's office and return to our jobs. I hope this has been illuminating to you. And remember, what happens in my mom's office stays in my mom's office. Quiet contemplation ends, biological rivalry resumes.
Wow, I never thought I would actually like Measurehead. That was awesome. Yeah, whoever wrote this is a fucking Chad, that's for sure.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Oh, 2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in the armor. That's interesting. Speaking of which, I forgot to equip the armor. -1 empathy, +1 pain threshold, and volition. Fuck yeah. We will wear the whole suit. I just gotta get it. Okay. We should go talk to the Pale Driver, I suppose. That Measurehead had mentioned.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Alright, are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
Aren't you a lady?
The woman's malevolent cap.
I'm a lady like you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
So you're not the driver everyone's terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Why do you scare the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Do you know who the female driver I was told of is?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around, when I have my movies to go to?
Okay.
Oh, Sim.
I still don't really understand this whole Boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
What's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
That doesn't happen?
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
I see where this is going.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
Wow, that's not where I thought it was going.
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
Huh, well...
What do you mean? Yes? What about it? Oh, Le Monos,
A terrible...
the Transcatholia Magistral. You're right.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I guess Measurehead's dialogue option's not in here, or it's buried in one of these. I have no fucking clue. I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
This is so obvious. You drive shit through the pale.
Oh, meu Deus. The lawman solved the case. And here I was, thinking you were an idiot. So, are you? An idiot, I mean?
I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even the things I never knew.
Things you never knew, so you have turned back time.
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling Piece when Dolores Day was shot.
Yes, yes. This is what you've been searching for.
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocence Dolores Day.
Sounds wonderful.
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grat Cadla Magistral? There is a kind of wonder there. A sad wonder. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this?
She gestures at the square, the broken horse monument, the clanging of the machines in the distance.
What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
What does the pail look like?
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
How do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the sail windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry, then.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
This is your chance. Ask her. Is it really possible?
Hold on. You said it was possible to turn back time through the pail.
Jerife, what you understand wouldn't fill a pamphlet. You don't need to turn back time. The Pale is already churning with it. As the tide of Pale rises, so does the past. Someday both will cover the whole world. That's it. That's the story.
You're saying the future will be the past?
And that's just fine with me. I don't mind becoming vapor. I like vapor.
She gathers a cloud of smoke in her mouth and slowly exhales.
You don't like the sound of that, Chief. All the really good stuff is right here, in the present.
I feel I already have what you have in some way.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south?
She looks at her cigarette. It's almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily. Yeesh. Then looks at you. Motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Jerife, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
What is at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the leg.
Ma'am?
Josiana.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. This is all you're going to get out of her. There's nothing more for you here. But there is one more Kingsman to confront.
Who?
You. It's time to face yourself. Mano a mano. The next time you find yourself alone before a mirror. That's where this will end. The final showdown. Why don't you ever listen to us? We tried to warn you that you wouldn't like what the mirror had to say.
Wow. I did not see any of this when I played originally. This is pretty awesome. You have to do the fascist cop thing to get this whole quest chain. I didn't. I played like a normal, nice person that wasn't particularly crazy in any way. I'm excited. Before we do that, we forgot something with this little girl.
Hello, mister.
She's so cute. I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where'd you get them?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into the one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation. I need the gloves.
Why?
I need them for a very important police investigation.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but you have conveyed the important part at least.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Thank you.
Bye!
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Reach in and take the shiny object.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Sick. 2 to interfacing. Hell yeah, dude. Still carrying around my fucking amphetamines that I don't know how to use. Oh, we got a new thought, the motorway south. At the edge of the map, the landmass begins to disintegrate into pure trigonometry. The ocean melts, becoming a triangle of sines and cosines. The mountain range turns into a sharp-angled azimuth. Its green range shadow dithers, like music turning into a waveform, and then vanishes. This is the end, a half-remembered textbook from your childhood, the porch collapsing on the edge of the Isola, and a transition from reality to pale. A single vector shoots out like a rocket. It's the motorway south, splintering off from the known pale. To where? Where does it go? Alright, we'll get rid of... let's see. The Superstar Cop is kind of dog shit. White Morning's pretty shit. We'll get rid of it. We also have the Cop of the Apocalypse I got earlier. You woke up in a hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not the your normal everyday doom crying either. Something truly colossal is approaching. The gloaming, the culling, the bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Till now you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm. No more. Put the bloodletting on the burner and really figure out what's threatening the fragile physical reality you find yourself in. Okay, so we gotta
An old
face
mirror hangs on
ourselves.
the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression. This idiocy has gone on far too long. It's time to wipe that decadent homosexual grin off your face. Time to see yourself as you truly are.
Alright, we'll do that next time.